Hello and welcome back. Today's video will be basically an update from a continuation of yesterday's video, moving, but this time we'll go into the details. So it'll be a continuation of this video looking at the number breakdown and who can get what, but now it's slightly different. So yesterday we had 128 here and 2017 here. This was the first lot of people who made up for Apprentice, and these are the people who lost all the days so far from who started in Novice 1. So now we see numbers are 1414, 1123, 192, 192, and then 64. I am in this 64 group, and I have been matched up against Jamie DMC. So it's going to be an interesting battle. Jamie beat Jeep Sky 6263. Both had the Serpent. Admittedly, if this guy had Unicorn or Griffin, he probably would have actually won. As an interesting fact. Okay, beside that, okay, so we see these numbers, we see 1414, 1123, 128, 92, 192, 64. Now let's go to Excel. And we'll see what the numbers are showing there, what we predicted we would get. So in Excel, this number we predicted we would get. So I'm going to put numbers we predict we would get in light green. Numbers we didn't predict, we'll put in put in this color. And we did predict that one. Actually, we didn't. So we see here we got one out, and then obviously these numbers are correct as well. So I'll put them in that other day we got 4/5 of the predictions right. Now, what does that mean? It means this number is around 2,000 off. That ain't great for business. That means that somewhere here, obviously our predicted numbers here are wrong. These numbers here are predicted wrong. So our start number is probably predicted wrong. And the way that buys work is predicted wrong also. They're the only possible scenario what ended up here. It will affect this a little bit, and it will affect these a little bit as well. So if we go down to our new predicted table, this is what we have. So the obviously reds are impossible, no one can ever get to them. Green is only players who started in Novice 1 can get to them, can get these tiers on the specific days. Light blue is what we can accurately predict. Light blue cannot be affected anymore. Light blue will end up like this based on previous data. So we did predict 1123. We did predict based on the data we knew, and if we know the data set, we can predict it, extrapolate it forward. 141, 1414. We know that number now, so we can also predict the data line of trends forward from that. Only numbers we do not know are the ones in pink. The ones in pink are kind of our unknown variables. We do not know what these numbers will look like. We do not know what these numbers, if they'll be right, if they'll be wrong. These numbers I've not changed. So this bottom two rows apprentice is the same as here. it's because I can't predict. I based it on the predictions from here. We will be able to work out later maybe on them. If I do one a day from now on, we'll be able to fill in the data set. So we basically have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more days of datas to input, and we'll be able to get that data set, and then we'll be able to predict with certainty what the original number was by working backwards, by reverse ordering the code. But at the moment, our current prediction then on players is 7,219 players in the event. That is around a 2,700 drop from our first prediction based on the first 2 days. So it's quite a significant drop in players what we thought were there originally. It does affect the end results. The only one that's not affected is the top here. It still looks like the top 147 players will receive the golden Felucia, and that number cannot be changed now. That number is set in stone because of this prediction here. If this number was wrong, this number would change. But as this number is right, these numbers on this diagonal here are set in stone for the rest of the competition. As these numbers, as basically this number here was set, this number set this column diagonal, and this diagonal has been set also. These four end results cannot be changed. They are set in stone now. They are the amount of people who will get them 100% certainty. Here though, we see the player base here drops down by around 1,100. So there's around a 2,700 drop in players, but only 1,200 of them will drop out and not be able to get this. 1,200 of them. So roughly, oh god, that's a ninth. Roughly 4/9 of the missing void of the difference is coming out of getting the green Felucia. But the percentage of players only drops by around 4%, whereas the percentage of players for the top one rises by 0.4%. But um, we know the number doesn't change. It's just because there's less people, so the percentage will rise. Here there is a lot less people, and the percentage only falls a little bit. Number wise, we can see that if we compare them, we zoom out a little bit. I don't know how hard that is to see, but I can read it. So we have 0.001 compared to this 0.014, 0.1. So this is up, this is up, this is up, this one's up, and then we start going down. This is down, this is down, this is down, down, up, 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 and up. So these four are up, these five are up, these four are down. Should we do this? I like the green there. Don't want that. Alright, let me choose another color. We'll do. Oh, we'll do that like red, won't we? Silly me. We'll do this one. There we go. So if we go zoom back in to 100%, sweep, and put that to the cross, so we can see that the out the out areas are up. There are more players filling. There's more percentage of players filling into them, but the middle bit there are less players in, which kind of means that some players have gone this way, some players have gone this way, and it's gone. But it's not really like that. If we see the graphs now, if I move this graph up, so this is a better, you can better see it. I can make a dual graph. Let me make a dual graph real quick. So we need this data, this data and this data. No, that's not what I want. I need to have two data sets of this. This data versus this data. Why can't I do it? What if I do? Yeah, that's what I do, isn't it? Okay. I want them to be next to each other. That's the thing. We can kind of see them a lot better there with how it's lower, but I want them next to each other. Set data. Oh yeah, that's how I do it. Sorry, I remembered. So what we'll do is we'll do one, and we'll make it down here. Do that. Then what we'll do is select data, add a series. So series name will be there. Series value will go from here to here. There we go. And then what we'll do our normal add titles, data label. That what we do outside end. Yeah. Would do grid lines because I like a little grid line. Some more options. Category in reverse order. Labels, number. How do I do this one? So I want that side. Sorry, let me just do this. So we're going more options. They will position next to axes. This. Uh, I want that side. Let me just sort this out, and then we'll do that in a sec. Visions. Um, final stand-ins. So I like going through the maths live because it actually makes it a bit more interesting. You can kind of see where the numbers come from. For some reason my brain is just having a rot here. grid lines done, data labels, chart title. Okay. Oh, I know why. I know why. The order you do stuff in. So we got to do that. There we go. I want that side. There we go. There we go, Jeff. So if I put this back down, put that back up, and then we'll do day 1, day 2 colors, they're fine. Do need a select data, edit, series name, this is going to be final standings 1. Edit, this is going to be final standings 2. We should be able to add series labels. There we go. And we obviously did not finish this correctly. Final we go. So as we can see, difference between 1 and 2. Can we flip the order? Okay. Difference between 1 and 2 is as follows. We have a so for 1 it is a lot higher. Everything noticeable difference is every data set we had, which was in the green here. So we're looking at Grandmaster 1 above and Novice 1 and below. The Grandmaster 1 and above, so these 4 are the same, these 2 are the same. These 2 are slightly lower, but not massively, and this one's slightly lower. The big gaps come in between Master 2 to Grandmaster 2, where there is a significant gap between each tier. It'll be interesting to see this trend line. So we can see the next one tomorrow and then the day after and see how it levels out. It should be, the one tomorrow should be a lot more, should not be as big a fall. And it should start leveling out to where our prediction is identical. What the hell has happened here? There's no way that I did that. Well, I don't know how much of the video is actually lost due to that actually. So I did not know that opening up a window like this, it doesn't. So we'll come back to that anyway. I'll edit it if there is some massive missing bits and see what I need to redo. But at the moment, our final standing is we're down around 2,700 players from the previous prediction, which is a shame. Like 9,000 players, I thought was actually a really good number. 7,219. There's a lot of players. There's a lot of players that's gone. That's around a loss of like 13 on average from each division. No, from each server. So there's 168 servers. We do 8980 takes 7219. Divide that by 168. Roughly 10.5 players on average per server. Just lost. Which is a shame, really. I'm going to save that. So this is our day final standing check 2. This is the earliest we can check it, and we'll do the same for the next day and so on so forth. So have a good rest of your evening, have a good bank holiday weekend if you are in England or Great Britain, and peace.